The story begins with a young guy who secretly watches people every day through a bunch of computer screens using CCTV cameras he has hidden in a hotel. His real name is Bromley, but everyone calls him Bart. When Bart watches the recordings, he sees different people living their normal lives, and every day he copies the way they talk to practice. He repeats the same words he hears them say. That's when we find out that Bart has Asperger's syndrome. He secretly records all these videos so he can get better in social situations and somehow try to overcome his condition. Just then, his mom, whose name is Athie Bromley, calls him and says his food is ready. But Bart even watches his mom through the cameras and doesn't go to her. He lives in a basement room and tries to stay distant from her. His mom leaves a plate of bread near the stairs and goes back to her drawing table. She feels really sad that Bart doesn't talk to her, but she consoles herself because she understands her only son's condition. After she leaves, Bart comes and takes his food. In the evening, Bart heads to his hotel job. His mom watches him leave through the window. He drives very carefully, parks in his usual spot, and goes inside. At the entrance, Bart meets his boss, Ron Benson. Ron tries to talk to him, but Bart doesn't respond much because he doesn't like talking. It's revealed that Ron knows about Bart's condition, but still gave him a job. Bart works the night shift as a clerk. He tries to keep himself busy, walks around, reads a magazine, and eventually falls asleep since it's late night. Suddenly, a woman named Karen Pretty arrives to check in. She looks a bit stressed and lost in her thoughts. She looks around but doesn't see anyone at the front desk. When she calls out, Bart suddenly pops up from under the desk, scaring her. Bart responds in an awkward way, making her even more uncomfortable. She books a room under the name Karen Pratt. Bart starts listing all the room features straight from the computer because he can't remember things and doesn't know how to talk normally. Karen quickly realizes Bart has some kind of condition. She asks for her room key, and Bart awkwardly asks if she wants both keys. She says yes. While talking, Bart notices every tiny detail about her jewelry, lipstick, and quickly figures out she must be rich. As she heads to her room, Bart offers her a better luxury suite, and she happily accepts. Once Karen is in her suite, Bart watches her through hidden cameras, the same ones he secretly installed in every room. He uses them to observe people and learn behavior. Karen changes in the bathroom, lies on the bed, and pours herself some wine. Bart watches all this on his iPad at the front desk. Soon, he notices a man knocking on her balcony door. The man's face isn't clear, but Bart sees them talking. The man looks angry and tense. Karen tells him she has another phone. Bart is so focused that he doesn't notice his coworker Jack Miller arriving for the morning shift. Jack sees Bart watching something on the iPad, but Bart quickly hides it. Jack assumes Bart was watching something inappropriate and tells him to go home. Bart feels something is wrong and tries to tell Jack, but Jack doesn't listen. Bart leaves, stops at a gas station, and buys ice cream. He randomly tells the shopkeeper his shirt looks bad, which creeps the guy out, so he kicks Bart out. Bart goes home and starts watching Karen's live feed again. Now it's morning. Bart starts copying everything Karen says. She tells the man to pretend he loves her and mocks him for seeing another woman. She also reveals she texted that woman from his phone. It becomes clear she wants him back. While talking, a gun falls out of her bag. Bart gets worried. Suddenly, the man loses control, attacks Karen, and beats her brutally. Bart is shocked. He tries to call the hotel desk but can't speak properly. With no other option, he rushes to the hotel to save her. He drives fast, enters through the side door, and heads to her room. Meanwhile, Jack steps outside for a smoke and notices Bart's car still there. Then he hears a gunshot. When Jack reaches the room, he sees Bart sitting on the bed and Karen dead on the floor. Jack panics, tells Bart not to touch anything, and calls 911. But Bart can't handle blood and starts cleaning it with bedsheets. Then he remembers the hidden cameras and starts removing memory cards, but drops one without noticing. Later, Detective Espada questions Ron about Bart. Ron says Bart worked for 3 years without any issues and is very smart despite his condition. Espada talks to Bart and quickly realizes he has Asperger's from his behavior. Bart lies, saying he returned to the hotel to get his wallet. Espada gets suspicious and arrests him. At the station, Karen's husband Nick Pride appears, acting devastated. He hints that Karen might have been meeting someone else. Bart's mom arrives and angrily defends him, then takes him home. At home, she asks if he wants to tell her something, but Bart just kisses her and goes back to the basement. Espada starts researching Asperger's. Meanwhile, Bart re-watches the footage and notices the killer has a bird tattoo on his hand. Ron later transfers Bart to another quieter hotel. There, Bart meets a young woman named Andrea Rivera. He struggles to talk but tries his best. Andrea is kind and understands his condition. Bart becomes obsessed with her, re-watching her footage and practicing conversations. They later meet again at a store. Andrea opens up, saying her brother had the same condition. Bart almost reveals his secret but stops. Meanwhile, investigation continues. The missing memory card is found and given to Espada. Nick insists Bart is the killer. Later, Andrea arrives at the hotel again. Bart secretly installs a camera in her room. They grow closer, talking, swimming, even kissing. Bart falls for her. Andrea admits she's having an affair with a married man. Bart promises to protect her. Next day, Bart improves himself. New clothes, haircut, car. But he sees Andrea with another man, the same guy with the bird tattoo. Bart realizes he's the killer. Police raid Bart's house, but he had already wiped most data. Bart secretly keeps a hidden hard drive. He watches Andrea with the killer and gets heartbroken. His mom encourages him to move forward. Later, it's revealed that Nick, Karen's husband, is the killer, and Andrea is working with him. Andrea visits Bart, apologizes, but leaves. Espada grows suspicious. That night, Bart sees Nick attacking Andrea. He rushes to save her. He finally tells her about the hidden cameras. She gets furious but agrees to see the footage. Bart shows her proof. She pretends to trust him, stays overnight. But next morning, she's gone. She steals the hard drive and plants the gun to frame Bart. Andrea gives the drive to Nick and they try to escape. But Bart had made multiple copies. Police catch Nick and Andrea. In the final scene, Bart sits in a busy shopping area. He thinks about Andrea, the woman he loved. But now he decides to move on. He watches people again, but this time he's ready to face the world. He starts practicing conversations, trying to make friends. And that's where the story ends.